Dr. Richard Besser is the former acting director of the CDC. He's also the president of the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation. Dr. Besser, good morning. Let me just start, to keep it in perspective, we are nowhere near the worst moments of this pandemic. But on the other hand, did you ever think we'd be back here? Now we've got mask mandates again. We've seen the cases going up, particularly in the unvaccinated pockets of this country. What do you make of it? How worried are you?
Yeah, Savannah, this does not surprise me. The pandemic is far from over. Until it's controlled across the United States and around the globe, we're going to continue to see new variants emerge. And what we're seeing with the Delta variant is that while it's not more severe than the strain that had circulated here before, it spreads more easily. So in pockets of and lots of them, where vaccine rates are really low, we're going to see it continue to spread. We're going to see it continue to affect younger people, because younger people, there's a higher rate of not being vaccinated, and we're going to see stress on our system. So seeing some of these recommendations coming back on board in places that are getting slammed by COVID, that doesn't surprise me. I think we're going to see that in other parts of the country.
Well, can we talk about Los Angeles? Because I'm sure this is confusing to a lot of folks. I mean, even the vaccinated are being asked to wear a mask indoors. Does that go against the science? I don't get that. I mean, that's different than what the CDC says, isn't it?
I see that as an implementation tool. So they're asking people who are fully vaccinated, who are protected, to wear masks, to sacrifice and do that so that they can ensure that people who are not vaccinated are wearing masks. In a restaurant, in an indoor venue, you can't tell looking at someone whether they're vaccinated or not. And, we get vaccinated to protect ourselves, but we also do it to protect those who can't be vaccinated. So children, those under 12, those with immune problems. And if you want to ensure that you are creating a safe space for everyone, you're seeing in LA, they're asking people who are protected, who are wearing masks, sorry about that, you're going to have to sacrifice and wear a mask until we get this under control.
Let's talk about little kids. You're a pediatrician. We just learned that it's going to be a few months longer before the vaccine is approved for those under 12. How worried are you about that?
Well, I'm the opposite of worried. I'm reassured. And what reassures me about that is that, thankfully, this disease causes less severe illness in young children. Yes, there have been hundreds of children who've died, but there have been hundreds of thousands of adults who've died. And what the FDA is saying is, because this is less severe in young children, we want to see 6 months of safety data so that we can say to parents, and as a pediatrician, I can say to my patients, they've done due diligence. Although you aren't so concerned that COVID is going to be severe in your child, we've shown that these vaccines are safe and we recommend them.
Can I just follow up on that?
That by doing that, we're going to be able to see more parents be willing to vaccinate their kids.
As a mom of a 6 and 4-year-old, I like that. I'm glad to hear that. On the other hand, when I hear about this Delta variant ripping around the country through the unvaccinated, it didn't exist. We didn't know about it a few months ago. I worry about some new variant coming along, and maybe this one is more dangerous to little kids. And here our kids are hanging out there unprotected. Is that an irrational mom worry?
That's not irrational at all, and it's really balancing those two things. And I hope that fear that you're expressing will encourage more adults who may say, hey, I don't care about this, to get vaccinated, to provide that barrier, that buffer around children and others who can't be vaccinated.
Yeah.
And then recognize that there are people still who want to be vaccinated, and we have to up those efforts to get them to people, to workers who are in lower income jobs who can't take time off work, to people with disabilities who are homebound. We have to continue to double those efforts, and we have to call out states that are saying, hey, we're not going to promote this to people for whom it's been authorized. That is just, that has got to be unacceptable.
Yeah. All right. Dr. Besser, as always, thank you. Have a good weekend. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Dr. Richard Besser is the former acting director of the CDC. He's also the president of the Robert Wood Johnson